Thanks for joining us once again. Hope everybody's staying safe and well. We've been working on the borg warner with the Wilwood brake conversion that we've done, and I thought I'd just do a small video on sort of the process of the build from literally from start to finish to the finished product that we've got here. Hope you guys enjoy this this short video on sort of the process and what's gone into this build. Please enjoy. Alrighty, I'm pretty excited about this build. I've just got everything out that's sort of basically going into this build. This is going to be a borg warner naturally, as you can see, but with 31 spline axles, 31 spline genuine Eaton Harrop true track. Putting a TA backing plate on it also. Genuine Spicer Dana gears as well, brand new gears, and actually, as you can see, a Wilwood brake kit. We have put, most people that sort of follow this sort of channel and page sort of thing will sort of know sort of what we're up to here. We've put big bearing Ford ends on this, which are the big bearing Torino ends. I'll show more of that when I get into unwrapping it all a bit later on when I start doing the build. But yeah, we've used big bearing Ford Torino ends, and as you can see, I'm not sure if you can see 100% with it because they're wrapped as well. Big bearing Ford big bearings on there as well. 31 spline and Currie axles as well. So yeah, pretty stoked about getting this one underway. I've been waiting for quite some time for the true track. So yeah, once again, looking forward to hooking into this one and yeah, getting it all set up. Yeah, it should be a beast. All right, so yeah, stay tuned for that one, and yeah, I'll have more on the progress of it as we go along with it. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we're back working on the borg warner that we're installing the Wilwood brakes onto. This one's going into a Valiant Charger. Okay, so we've had the fab shop install some big bearing Ford Torino ends for us. Done a very nice job as usual. Thanks again for that, guys. So yeah, that's that one. Once again, this is also a requirement for another diff that I'm doing. The engineers have required they use big bearing Ford so that it gives a lot more meat around where the it's a lot fatter where the bearing is pressed on, hence making it a lot stronger. So yeah, once again, that's a requirement for the engineers on another build. We've set it up with a genuine Eaton Harrop true track, a set of Spicer gears as you've seen in the previous clip. So yeah, they've set up really nicely as they do, being brand new. So yeah, once again, textbook pattern on that. Very happy with that. We've set that up with 6 thou backlash. So that's come up very nicely. We've also set it up with a solid pinion preload spacer. I've shown you these, shown some of you guys this before, but I'll run through it again. This is your crush sleeve, which is exactly that. It crushes to create the preload on the bearings. We use a solid pinion spacer, as all high performance diffs do. Use a solid pinion preload spacer. So yeah, that's that one. We've set it up with 17 inch-pounds of rotating preload. So yeah, once again, all textbook how we've set all that up. So very happy with how that's coming along at the moment. So yeah, just going to pause for a minute and let my greyhound out, and then yeah, we're going to carry on and start dummying up some brakes on here. So yeah, stay tuned, and yeah, we'll try and get some brakes on here and see how it all looks. Okay, so I've finally been able to get some seals. So I've put some seals into the differential housing, into the big end of the housing. We've also fitted some studs to it as well, high tensile bolts, and which one of these is loose? None of them really. They've actually all fitted up really quite well. You've got to just relieve the back of the bolt head so that it sits nicely down, because there's a little bit of a shoulder there on the billet end. As you can probably see, just like a little rounded edge. So yeah, you just take off like literally the back of the edge of the head of the bolt, and that fixes that and sits it all nice and flush and nice and square, as it needs to be all nice and square when you put the Wilwood brake on. Otherwise it's you know, you can imagine it's a pain in the ass to get on there, because there's not a lot of play there. You know, they make everything nice and snug, which is the way it should be. Now, yeah, dummied up, got an axle in and dummied up one end of the brake. Have to say, guys, pretty freaking happy with this. Looks absolutely mental on the end. It looks huge on this BorgWarner. It's, yeah, absolutely killer. Really happy with how it's all coming up, as a matter of fact. So yeah, so now I'll get the other axle in there and yeah, finish it off, and I'll show it to you guys with it all sort of complete and finished off. And also once again, we've machined the back, or the top side of these caps as well in my surface grinder, so that it's nice and flat and square with the how could you call it, with the cap landing down in here. So yeah, this is all nice and square and flush, so that when the little buttons go down on here, you know, it's nice and square instead of it being cocked and arse about, so that it puts the pressure on there where it should be. So yeah, so that's all that sort of done. So yeah, once again, guys, really happy with how this one's coming along. It's yeah, like I was saying, once again, it looks killer on the end of this BorgWarner Diff. This once again is a standard VK housing, and like I was saying, guys, we've put the big bearing ends on there to accommodate for the big bearing, and also for the hub for the Wilwood to fit. So yeah, really happy with that. So yeah, I'll get this finished off and show you the finished product. Yeah, as you can see, we've finished off the final assembly of the Diff. I haven't put any pads in here because we'll be taking off the calipers and discs for transport, as this is going over to Melbourne. So yeah, I'll just pan around this Diff. Once again, really happy with how it's all come up. We've got our 31 Spline Currie Axles in there, four spot Wilwood calipers. You know, I don't think the camera actually does it justice as to how big these brakes actually are. I'm really happy with how it's come out, actually, this Diff, really happy. Once again, you can see the big bearing ends on there that we've had fitted. Once again, I'll give credit where credit's due. Thanks again to my fab guy, Steve. Does a fantastic job. You know, yeah, like I said, give credit where credit is due. So yeah, really happy. Just pan around this thing. Really happy with how it's all come out. Got our genuine TA backing plate on there. Once again, only genuine stuff. You know, there are cheaper copies, but I like to use the genuine stuff naturally. But yeah, once again, really happy, guys, with how this Diff has turned out. You know, you guys have been asking for quite some time about disc brake rear end for the BorgWarner. Well, there you go. This is how it's done. So yeah, once again, like I said, really happy with how it's all come out. So yeah, thanks again, guys, and yeah, this is just one of many builds that we've got to come. Okay, yeah, well, I hope you all enjoyed that brief video as to what's involved and what's gone into building this BorgWarner Diff. Plenty more builds to come, so yeah, stay tuned, and we'll see you all next time.